Western New York College women's teams have been dominating all three NCAA divisions. High school soccer, should it be part of the Soccer 716 episodes? And we will give you all the latest news on Buffalo Pro Soccer right here today. That and more on 716 Soccer. Hello, everybody, and welcome to 716 Soccer. I'm Soccer Dave, alongside, well, nobody, because I don't have a co-host yet. But my hope is that everyone here will see just how fun this is going to be, and I'll get some people that might want to join me from week to week and talk about all things soccer. So, what is 716 Soccer? Well, the concept is very simple. It's your home for everything soccer with a Western New York twist. So we're going to talk about it all. Everything from the biggest international soccer headlines to local youth matches. So if it's part of the soccer scene in Western New York, we are going to cover it. So thank you very much for joining us. And soccer supporter engagement is also going to be a big part of this show. So what does that mean? Well, we're going to get you involved. So not only will we get you involved with a supporters poll that we'll send out there, but for those of you joining us live on YouTube, we're also going to put select comments and questions to be read on air. Now, I deleted that feature about 20 minutes ago, so I haven't been able to put it back on, but feel free to chat it up, and on the next episode, I will be able to put those chats live on air, and I'll be able to answer your questions and respond to your comments then. So, and as always, feel free to hit us up at soccerforbuffalo@gmail.com. That is our email address. Do you have particular topics that you want to know about when it comes to soccer in Western New York? If there's something that you want covered here, just let me know, and we'll get it. We'll get that information to you and make it part of our show. So, without further ado, let's get into it. And first things first, today's supporters poll question. And it is: Buffalo Pro Soccer canceled the stadium site at Elk and Lee Street in Buffalo and pushed their inaugural season to 2027. Was this the right move? So, for you joining us on today's stream live on YouTube, all you have to do is in the chat enter number 1 for yes and number 2 for no, and we are going to release the results of the poll at the end of the stream. All right, let's get into Hat Trick Headlines. All right, Hat Trick headline number 1 is UB Women. They are doing fantastic so far this season. We're going to check in on them right now. So they sit in second place in the Mid-American Conference. They got a 7-2 conference record. This past week, they had a close nail-biter, a 1-0 victory over Central Michigan at home on Sunday, and then they followed that up with a 2-1 win at Ohio on the road on Thursday. So they had a great week last week, earning another 6 conference points to get them to a total of 21. So what's my take on Buffalo as they stand right now? Well, they are playing quality soccer. Jasmine Gerber, it seems every time she touches the ball, she puts it in the back of the net. She's doing it on a consistent basis. Buffalo only had 2 MAC losses this year in the conference. and that was one against Eastern Michigan and one against UMass, both of which are mediocre teams right now. I don't think that's going to be the big deal. Only 3 games left, though, before the MAC championship starts in Columbus the first week of November, the last of which will be against first place Western Michigan. That's going to be the last regular season game that you're going to want to pay attention to, because that's going to be a good barometer for how Buffalo will do when it comes to the MAC tournament. But hey, if there's ever a time for UB to make a run and, win the MAC championship and clinch a berth to the NCAA tournament, this is the year for that. All right, hat trick headline number 2. Damon and Alfred State, again, also playing fantastic soccer right now. Alfred State Pioneers, they sit in second place in the Allegheny Mountain Collegiate Conference with an undefeated 6-0 conference record. So Carly Hargather is leading the entire conference with 28 points. The Pioneers have 2 matches left now, the last of which is against first place Penn State Behrend. So the AMCC tournament is going to begin November 1st. And the Damon Wildcats are also sitting in second place in the East Coast Conference. That's Division II soccer, NCAA soccer, with a 3-2 conference record. Kylie Moranto, she's out of North Tonawanda. She's leading the entire conference with 11 goals right now. Their next matchup is on the road versus Duville Saints at Dobson Field and in Buffalo. And this Division II East Coast Conference Western New York battle is this week's Pino's Pick. What is Pino's Pick? Well, that is where we have our corgi decide who will win an upcoming matchup by selecting which treat she is going to eat first. Damon's undefeated, 8-0 in their last 8 games versus Duville, but Pino will make the ultimate decision. And here she is. What's it gonna be? Oh, and it looks like Pino has selected the Damon Wildcats. Going with the hot hand here, I see, is Pino. So great to see her there making that selection. All right, on to hat trick headline number 3, and that is Diego Rivera is leading the SUNYAC in points right now. SUNYAC, as you know, is NCAA Division III soccer. And not only is Diego leading SUNYAC in points, he's actually destroying SUNYAC right now. It is absolutely crazy what he is doing. There's Diego right there, and this guy, he's got 22 goals. He's got 8 assists, a total of 52 points. That's 33 points ahead of second place Josh Carroll out of Cortland. Rivera, he's first in goals, first in assists, first in points, first in shots, first in PKs, and first in game-winning goals. Jeez, this is crazy. The Buff State men, they sit in second place right now in SUNYAC, and they've already punched their ticket to the SUNYAC tournament. So they only have 3 remaining matches this week before the SUNYAC tournament begins on November 1st. So good for Diego right there. He is playing fantastic soccer. All right, it's time for goal or no goal. Today's goal or no goal is high school soccer. That should be a prominent feature. Yes, a prominent feature in the 716 soccer episodes. So, what do we think about this? I say goal. I say goal because Again, this show, we want that to be, we talked about it being everything from talking about headlines, big international headlines about soccer, all the way down to a 716 focused show here. But we want to go all the way down to the youth, right? We want to go down to youth. We want to talk about the Buffalo, Western New York Junior Soccer League, the JSL. But I think high school should be a part of that. And I think it would kind of be neat, if you will, to talk about the road that high school teams, varsity teams have to take in order to get to the state championships. So I think that would be kind of a fun thing to talk about when it comes to youth soccer. So I say goal on this one. That's my opinion. But you let me know. And hey, if the chat feature was working where I could actually put your chats into the live stream without me deleting it like 20 minutes before this show began, then I'd be able to share your opinion with everybody else. But unfortunately, c'est la vie. But don't worry, I will make sure that that's working for the next episode. But so that's goal or no goal. Gotta love it. It is time for the final third. The final third. This is the segment of our show where we're going to talk about something prominent, something going on, and something to end our episode with. Today, we're going to give you a crash course on Buffalo Pro Soccer, give you all the latest updates on what's going on. So we're going to start from the very beginning with this, okay? The very beginning. What do we got going on? Well, first of all, let's talk about them being founded. That was back a year and a half ago. It was March 28th, 2024. And this team, it's going to compete in the USL Championship. The USL Championship is Division II professional soccer in America. So think of that as being one notch below MLS, or Major League Soccer, as you've probably heard of. So just one notch below that. They're going to start in 2027, March of 2027, and their site location the stadium will be TBD at this point. Not exactly sure where that's going to be, but we're waiting on word from that. So they are led by Peter Marlett Jr., who was born and raised in Buffalo. He's from the area. He won 2 state titles at Nichols. He played college soccer, then pro soccer in Australia. He's had several front office positions in soccer. In 2021, he became the GM of Union Omaha in USL League One, that's Division III. Over 3 seasons, he guided the Union Omaha to 2 regular season championships in 2021 and 2023. And now he's returned to Buffalo, his hometown, to bring pro soccer back here in Western New York. So it's pretty exciting stuff. Let's see. In February of this year, they acquired the youth academy of USL League Two team FC Buffalo, and they renamed that Buffalo Pro Soccer Academy. Of course, FC Buffalo does still have their USL League Two team, but Buffalo Pro Soccer acquired their academy. It's actually part of USL Championships rules. You have to have an academy associated with the team. So they worked together on that. There was 3 potential stadium sites that were considered, and then a stadium was selected in April, and that was at the former Medaille Sports Complex on the corners of Elk and Lee Street in the Valley neighborhood of Buffalo. Now, the site was criticized for its past environmental problems, and citing those issues in July, Buffalo Pro Soccer ended up canceling that project and then pushing the starting date to 2027. It was going to be 2026, which would have lined up beautifully for marketing purposes because, of course, we've got the World Cup coming in the summer of 2026, so that would have been a nice play in there. But we had to push it. They had to push it back, and they pushed it back to March of 2027. So the site selection process has reopened. They're looking for a new spot, and we're also waiting on staffing announcements, as well as, of course, my favorite part, branding. So a team name, team colors, what are the jerseys going to look like, things of that nature. And in order to make those branding decisions, they have actually come up with a creative council, which consists of not just the Martin Group, which is a marketing firm in Buffalo, but several local artists and community members to be a part of this decision as well, which is really cool. We have Brett Michael, who's the creative director of Oxford Pennant, Patty Thomas, aka The Ghost. She is a very accomplished painter, and you may know her as the wife of legendary Buffalo Bills player Thurman Thomas. So she's on the team as well. Damon Powell, a founder of a luxury fashion brand called Dame Ave. They specialize in leather bags and accessories. And Tom Barnett founded Tom Barnett New York. He is a menswear designer, and they specialized in bespoke clothing. And he's also involved with Buffalo Shamrocks Hockey Club as well. So yes, he knows fashion, but he also knows sports fashion as well. So pretty cool that they've created that creative council there. Now, you can become a founding member of Buffalo Pro Soccer by making a $20 season ticket deposit. And I got my founding member ticket right here that was given to founding members that were signed up early for that. But what does it consist of? Well, there's a couple different things. There's fun founding member events, including trivia nights at a bunch of different Western New York bars and restaurants. So very cool stuff for that. And founding members, there's also going to be an exclusive Select Your Seat event. So $20 deposit for your season tickets, and then they're going to invite everybody out for this big event, and you'll get to select your seat. So pretty fun stuff. Gotta love it. Let's talk about community town halls, because this is a big part of the strategy that Peter Marlette has. And actually, he developed this when he was working as the general manager for Union Omaha. Community town halls are important. Why? Because they get the community involved. If you want something to succeed, it's got to be more than just your idea. It's got to be something that is for Buffalo, by Buffalo is one of their taglines, and that has to ring true. It's got to be, you got to get the buy-in from the community in order for that to flourish. And one of the big methods that he's utilizing is community town halls. So these will be set up at a bunch of different locations across Western New York, restaurants, bars, etc. And Peter Marlette will get on the microphone and talk about updates, what's going on with Buffalo Pro Soccer, and trying to get people interested in making this happen. So the next one is going to come up on Thursday, this Thursday, October 23rd at 6 p.m., and that's at 42 North Brewing Company on Pine Street in East Aurora. Actually, not too far from me, so I'll make sure that I'm there. But you got to write that down. You got to show up and see what Buffalo Soccer is all about. All right, now it is time to finally get the results. Let's see if we have some results for our poll, and we do, a resounding 100%. Okay, Buffalo Pro Soccer canceled the stadium site at Elk and Lee Street in Buffalo and pushed their inaugural season to 2027. Was this the right move? Well, all of you said it was the right move, and I would happen to agree with you. I think that first site, I think it was maybe a little rushed, in my opinion. My personal opinion. I think that now with canceling that site, we can go back to the drawing board and find a location that makes perfect sense. It could be at the former HSBC Atrium parking lot site in downtown Buffalo, which is right next to the arena where the Bandits and the Sabres play. It's also very close by to where the Bisons play baseball. That's a potential option, but there are other potential options as well. But there is one thing that won't happen. It won't be outside of Buffalo. It will be in the city of Buffalo. We know that for a fact, and that's important information that actually came out from the league and some other marketing initiatives that Buffalo Pro Soccer came out with. So it will be in Buffalo. All right, well, that's it, folks. So I appreciate you joining us for today's edition of 716 Soccer. Remember, Buffalo Soccer starts with you.